to know if I could be the kind of girl that you could be down for. 'Cause when I look at you, I feel something tell me.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Color Junkies channel. So today on this video we're going to do a story time on the first time I got pierced, and this is gonna be a great story time because I actually have like videos to prove it, and like videos back in the day. And guys, do not laugh at me because these videos are dumb old and I look hella ratchet in all of them and hella crazy. Okay, so this was back in, I want to say, dang, it was maybe back in high school. I don't remember when in high school. It's either junior year or senior year of high school. And girl, I don't know what was going on in my head, but those were like my rebellious years when I was really rebellious, and I was just doing stuff to get under my parents' skin pretty much, because I don't know why. None of my friends was like this, so it wasn't like it was the crowd, because usually when a teenager's like acting up, it's usually the crowd that she's with. None of my friends was acting like that. And it wasn't like anything at home was going bad. Like, I just was rebelling. Girl, you're gonna need your tea and your wine and stuff like that. Okay, so it was like high school days, and I just remember like trying to get fit. And I always have these phases, like even growing up now I'm learning that like I always have these phases where like I'm like always trying to work on my body, always trying to get together, and there's always these phases where I actually go down to where I want to be, and somehow I just eat oxtail and it goes back, my weight just fluctuates back up. But you know, this was the time where I was like, listen, I want to change. I think I was like evolving, because usually in high school, if you knew me in high school, I was always the quiet girl. I never said anything to anybody. Like, I had a couple of friends that I was talked to, but they were like 2-3 friends, and I was just quiet most of the time. I just didn't speak to anybody. And when I did speak to people, it was like jokey, because I didn't want, like, it was never serious, because I never wanted somebody to know like me. I was like closed off from people. The only people that knew me was like the people that I hung out with. So I don't know, in high school my fashion just sucked. I was just plain Jane, a t-shirt and some pants, and that was it. And I didn't take pictures. I had a nasty perm. Them days when you didn't have no hair, you was bald headed though.
Do you have that little brown thing in this one?
Yes, I had a nasty perm. I had like, I don't know, I was obsessed with like, not weaves that like sew-ins where it's like actually sewed in on top. I was obsessed with like tracks, and tracks is kind of like clip-ins except for it's sewed on, but it's like your hair leaved out and then tracks to add length. And I would get those done periodically, and the parts, like the pieces in my hair that was braided would grow, but the parts that I left out that I would flat iron all the time would not grow. So every time I went back to the stylist, they would cut it to make it all the same length, and my hair would end up being like hair. So I growing out my hair, probably from the tracks, it'll be right here, and then the salon will cut it right here. And then I would just be fed up, but I was just not confident. I had a whole bunch of insecurities. I didn't speak to a lot of people. It was just like, in high school I was a ghost. That's what I like to say, because like people did not know me. So I wanted to be at senior year, I just wanted to get out of college. I mean high school, but I wanted to go to a college with a whole new image. I didn't want to go to college with nobody in my school. I didn't want like anybody to know me in college. I had my mind set on Georgia, as you guys knew from like back in the day, Tiana, like back in the day, my old YouTube channel. I didn't do a lot. Like, it was just crazy, but I wanted to really change my image for college. I wanted to go in. I had this fantasy. I don't know why when everybody go to college, they kind of got this fantasy like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be this new person. Ain't nobody gonna know me. I'm gonna make all these friends. I'm gonna be popular. I'm gonna get this boyfriend. I'm gonna join all these clubs. I'm gonna join a sorority, a fraternity. It's gonna be lit. I'm gonna be partying every weekend. You know, like that's how I was feeling, like, oh, college is about to be lit. So I wanted to do dramatic changes. I remember I bleached the front of my hair at that time. I had like a little blondish thing going on. Don't ask me why, but yeah, I had a little blondish thing going on. I was trying to, you know, kind of fix my fashion a little bit, dress up a little bit. I started my YouTube channel, you know, started making stuff like that. Yeah, and it was, yeah, I did plays on YouTube, me and my sisters and stuff like that. We tried to do the most stuff on YouTube. And one day, I don't know, I was always obsessed with belly piercings. I thought they looked super sexy on a female, like when she has a nice little slim waist, nice hips, and she got a just little jewel on her tummy. And back in the day, obviously belly piercing is like the most basic right now, but back in the day every girl had it. So I was more like just being red-eyed.
To want what somebody else have.
I wasn't even thinking about, oh yeah, this is high school, blah blah blah. I was thinking more like, oh, college, when I get my stomach in and I get my little piercing and then I'm gonna look good, you know, I'm wearing my little crop tops and stuff like that. That's what I was thinking. So I went to this place. I remember my friend came with me. We walked into the place and I was 16 at the time. I think the age is 16, right? Yeah. I think to get piercings, the age is 16. You have to be 16 or older. I've been to, it's so long. But yeah, I think you have to be 16 or older to get a piercing without your guardian's permission. So I went in. And I went into this place, like, I think it was like on Church Avenue in Brooklyn. And it was these Spanish people. And they was watching a game. Like, I remember that I was watching, they was watching this game. And also, back in the day, piercing videos on YouTube was like huge. People getting piercings and just recording the piercing. That was those YouTube days. It was just huge. And then people talking about how it healed, and then also changing the little ring after you got it done. And I just thought all of that was so cute, so I wanted to obviously be one of those people, obviously red eye. But yes, so then when I went, the guy was like, you know, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 16. Showed my little school ID, because at the time you didn't have like a actual like state ID, just had a school ID. I showed him my school ID, and he made me like sign a paper, you know, pretty much saying if he kill you in the shop, that ain't his fault. Not really saying that, but you know, trying to get himself out of trouble. So we signed this sheet, and then I told my friend, I gave her my phone. I think it was BlackBerry at the time. I gave her my phone. I gave her my phone, and I said, hey, take this and record it. Girl, my friend's name was Sasha at the time. Her name was Sasha. She went with me. She was so sweet. She's so nice. I love that girl, but we kind of like falling out of contact. Like, we don't talk like that anymore. But yes, she took my phone and she recorded it. He came in, and I remember he let me, like, they was yelling about this football game that was gonna, like, you know how like Caribbean Spanish, well, they was Spanish or whatever, they was yelling about a football game, and you know they be going ham with the like spirit of football, whatever. So he wasn't even caring about me. Like, he didn't even talk to me like, hey, have you ever did this before? He was just straight to the point, like, listen, I want my coins and you need to leave. Like, that's how it is, so I can get back to the game. That's how he was. So yeah, he made me stand up. He put the little dots on the stomach where it should be. And at this time, my stomach was fat. So if you're looking at that video and you like, damn, she got a gut. Yeah, I did. Okay, I had a gut. But after I got the piercing, I was snatched. Because I actually worked on my body to make sure that my stomach was slim, so that piercing looked great on me, okay? But anyway, yeah, so then he, you know, did the whole thing. That shit hurt. I don't know why it hurt. Maybe because I knew, first of all, I wasn't supposed to be doing it, and second of all, I don't like needles, so it hurt. Well, I didn't like needles back then. I don't really care for them now. I mean, it's not a big thing, but back then I hated needles. Like, going to the doctor was like I would have a panic attack just trying to get a needle done. So he did it or whatever. I felt the whole thing. Like, I feel like God was punishing me, because I felt it pierce through my skin, inside my skin, and rip through the other side of my skin. I felt, no, TMI, but I felt the whole thing, and you can't even see on my face. I was like, you can see, like, I felt the whole thing. And then after he pushed it through and he put in the you know, the ring, and I closed my shirt because I was nervous, so I closed my shirt and I left, and I was like, thank you, or whatever. He's like, whatever, you know, cheering about his game or whatever. So that was a good part, you know. I snatched myself back. My stomach was on point. It was flatter than flat because I had this piercing, and now I had to make sure that my stomach looked great with this piercing, because I didn't want nobody talking crap when I showed it off. So at this point, my grandmother did not know. She had no clue that I was going to get a piercing, nothing like that. I went without her permission. I didn't tell her. And even though we had spoke about it recently, like spoke about piercings and stuff, it was like, when you're 21, you can do whatever you want. Like, she's like one of them grandmas that's like, when you get out my house, then you can do whatever you want. Until then, you gotta listen to me. And you're gonna be 21. So yeah, so days passed by, and I think I went with my friend to get hers done, but I think her mother was lenient. I don't think her mother really cared about it or whatever, but I went with her to get hers done because she thought mine was so cute or whatever. And I didn't, like, I don't know, for the healing process went by extremely fast. It was not really that serious. In the shower, I would just, you know, wipe it down, clean it, do all that cute stuff. My stomach was cute. I was happy. I wasn't showing it off, obviously, because my grandmother don't know, and plus because, like, you know, I still had to go to school at this point. I was in NA. I had to wear my scrubs and stuff, so it's like not really. And then the weather at this point wasn't really like hot. I think we was just leaving summer going into fall, so it wasn't really hot. But my main problem is that when I buy shirts, my shirts are tight shirts, so you can see the little ball through the shirt. But I wasn't really thinking. I used to go home every day from the shop, so I wasn't staying with her at the shop every day. I was taking the train and the bus, and I would go home by myself. So I don't know what happened, but one day I was just at home, whatever, at night I was at home. I don't remember what I was doing something, obviously, and I get a phone call from grandma, and I'm speaking to her, and I'm like, hey, you know, what's up? And she's like,
Lord, Diana, don't tell me you got this.
I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like,
Well, you know, somebody from the shop told me they seen you and you have your belly pierced.
and I'm like, what? And she was like,
I told him, no, not Diana.
tell her, like, you know, she has it done. Look at it when she gets home. Look at it when you get home. Pretty much trying to violate. Like, somebody snitched on me, guys. Somebody snitched on me. Haters, huh? Because they seen I was snatched. So now my heart is dropping because I'm like scared. I'm like, my grandmother's Jamaican, my grandfather's Jamaican. They crazy. They, it's not gonna work. And I live in a house, so I'm not trying to play that. So, you know, I'm on the phone. I'm like, no, grandma, I don't have it, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, please tell me you don't have it or whatever. And then I'm like, I start crying and getting emotional. I'm like, I'm sorry, grandma.
Sitting outside.
And she was like, what? What you mean you're sorry?
I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's like,
Pack your bags. You're going back.
that wasn't funny though. For real. My accent is A1. If you like my accent, hit that thumbs up, honey. That's how my grandmother talk, okay? She is mad dramatic and her high-pitched self, okay? She's like, pack your bags, you're going back. Go downstairs, pack your bags, get all your stuff together. You leave in my house. If you could get a piercing, you could live on your own. You grown. That's, you know, parents are going that whole rant. If you think you're grown, you can do it by yourself. You can live on your own. You can go wherever you need. I was so nervous, yo. And she's like, I'm coming right now. Oh, what? And then the taxi driver that drives her home, I know he drives really fast, so I was like, I gotta get out of this house. So I ran downstairs. Grandpa had no clue at this time, obviously, but I ran downstairs and I went to Chantel's house, and I was with Chantel and Auntie Hilda and Michelle, and I was crying to them like, oh my gosh, grandma know that I have a piercing and she's trying to kick me out, oh my god, and blah blah blah. And Auntie Hilda was like, what? He got a piercing? Like, it was just like, she didn't even know. She's like, what? Oh my god, why would you go get that? Why would you do something like that, Tiana? And I'm just sitting there like, oh no, I like this, it's so cute. I could get it when I'm 16, because they don't, obviously they don't need people or whatever, you know, but Caribbean parents don't want to hear when you're 16 it's not against the law for you to get a piercing. Like, they don't want to hear that. They what I say is goes regardless of the law. So anyway, you know, I sat with them and I spoke with them, and I actually ended up taking the ball out. And it was crazy because that day I hit a month on the piercing, and you know, once you hit a month you can change the ball or whatever. So I had just changed the ball, and I think with some green plastic, I don't know why I thought that was cute back in the day, but some green plastic ball that I had just changed. And then yeah, I took it out and I threw the ball, whatever. Somehow in my mind I just thought that if I took out the piercing, like, then she wouldn't be able to tell that I had one or whatever. So then I know, God, Tiana, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, I called, well, grandma called Auntie Hilda, and grandma was like, if Tiana don't get herself over here right, no, I think grandpa called Auntie Hilda and was like, if Tiana don't get herself over here right now, she can stay there. Like, she could leave. She could stay there with y'all and she could move out. Like, that's how serious it was. Obviously, he probably wasn't even gonna kick me out, but my mind was just so shocked that I was just like, I ain't taking no chances. So I ran back over to the house, whatever, came in mad slow. And they just went turkey on me. Why would you get a piercing? Who told you could do that? Oh my god, I can't believe you disobeyed me like that. And then here comes my brother, always butting into things he don't belong in. She got a what? Oh my god, she thinks she's grown. No, she's on punishment. Let's isolate her from everything. Give me your phone, your iPad. Remember when he did that? Give me your phone, your iPad, your iPod, your laptop. Give me everything. You're not talking to nobody. If you're not my grandmother or my grandfather, I don't feel like you should be trying to control me or like yell at me or be like, you know, like act like my parents. Like, no, move from me. Like, like, move. Let them do all the, what's it called, parenting. You know, let them do all of that. Let them handle it. They got it. Let them do it. So he got mad because I was telling him, like, you're not my father. Like, move out the way. Like, leave me alone. And he got mad because I was disrespecting him pretty much. And I was talking back. And he hit the wall. And he broke his arm. And, yeah, that was just a day. His hand. So, that was, yeah. I think I was on punishment for a good... I was on punishment for a good like 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, like 2 weeks. Cause my grandmother, she's mad nice, so like she feels bad after a while. She's like, listen, but I still can't live that down. Every time I get in trouble now, they was like,
oh yeah, that's why you got your belly pierced at 16 behind my back.
But I did take it out and it did close, and then I got it redone in college. But they didn't care when I got it redone in college because, oh God, here we go. Jesus, don't ever follow me, okay? You don't need to get anything done at 16, okay? Wait until you're in college. Then you can do whatever you please. And yeah, we'll follow your parents' instructions. But yeah. So yeah, that was my little story time on how I got my belly pierced. And I'm sorry for, you know, the side conversations. Somebody didn't want to butt out the conversation. Right, Maya? Right. But anyway, yes, I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. If you did, please give me a thumbs up so that I can know that you like story times and I can do more story times. Yes, anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, because who other channels you gonna subscribe to? Like, mine is the best. Right? Get out of here. Yes, anyway, mine is the best. So yes, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, junkies.